I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying. I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight, if he.
Sit right here and roll.
He's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume of.
Has finally broken his silence, and you won't believe who he's standing beside. The man who once went to war with Terence Crawford is now in his corner, sharpening him for the biggest test of his life against Canelo Alvarez. To rivals turned allies united with one mission: to shock the boxing world. This isn't just training camp, this is history in the making.
However they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Knows exactly what it feels like to stand across the ring from Terence Crawford, and he's not holding back. This time, Spence called Crawford powerful and dominant. Words that carry real weight coming from a man who endured that punishment in their 2023 showdown. But here's where it gets interesting. Spence isn't just praising his former rival, he's drawing parallels.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying. I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off. Yeah. He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford?
He reminded fans that Canelo Alvarez once climbed through weight classes, the same way Crawford is doing now, and if Canelo could conquer that mountain, why not Bud? It's a bold statement, but when a fighter who's tasted Crawford's speed.
Recently, Errol Spence just backed Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in the upcoming fight, September the 13th. And now you got a whole lot of people making a whole lot of noise about it, which is crazy because if y'all remember, Errol Spence, he been calling out Canelo Alvarez for years. Remember when Canelo Alvarez was still at 160, Errol was saying that he'll move up to 160 just to fight Canelo Alvarez. I guess because he's seen something in Canelo that he can exploit. And being as though that Terence beat the shot at Errol Spence last year, I guess he...
Timing and finishing instinct speaks. The boxing world listens. Terence Crawford has never been afraid of risk. That's what made him a 3-division champion. That's what made him the man who finally became undisputed at welterweight. And now, that same fearless mindset has led him into the most dangerous mission of his career, one that could etch.
Bud Crawford is aiming for a Canelo Alvarez clash at 168 to become undisputed for a third time in the third weight division, something that has never been done. They're talking about Canelo Alvarez's 2 fights this year in May and September is going to be potentially versus Jamal Charlo and Terence Crawford in September. On the back end, for Canelo, of course, we want to see him fight David Benavidez, David Morrell. Dig what I'm saying? But so I know, this might not be what y'all want to see from Canelo, but for Terence Crawford, I like the idea. It looks like Errol Spence is gonna do other things as opposed to fighting Terence Crawford in a rematch. So Terence Crawford in the gym right now, getting ready, staying prepared. And I would like to see him challenge himself versus Canelo. He done did everything else in the sport.
His name even deeper into the history books. Crawford will walk into the ring against none other than Canelo Alvarez, the king of super middleweight, for the undisputed championship. The date is set, the venue will be packed, and the hype is already through the roof. For fans and analysts alike, this isn't just another fight, it's being billed as one of the biggest events in modern Boxing, think about it. Crawford.
Billy Crawford, even though, fought twice, throughout the year, Crawford, was...
But look who he beat.
Undisputed.
Look who he beat. Look who he beat. What he did to Spence and how he did it. That's 3 fights to me. And it took 4 fights out of Spence, right? Yeah, I'm a fighter, so I can tell you when you get punished like that.
Yeah, I was there ringside watching the fight.
It takes a few years out of you. Don't see the years right now, but it sort of takes something out of that person going forward. They still can beat some fights, but it really put a bruise on you. You didn't see Spence fight yet, did you?
No.
Did you hear him name opponent from the penitentiary?
The technician. The man who dismantled Errol Spence Jr. with surgical precision back in 2023 is moving up weight classes to challenge one of the strongest, most seasoned champions of this era. It's the kind of storyline boxing thrives on. Smaller man chasing greatness. Bigger man defending his throne when those two worlds collide. History doesn't just get made, it explodes. But let's not sugarcoat it. This is a monumental gamble for Crawford.
Cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so. No.
Have you got a decision established? Because Brandman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone, talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not.
Moving up in weight isn't just about adding pounds to the scale, it's about power, timing, and durability. Fighters who rise too far too fast often find themselves outgunned. Yet, Crawford is betting everything on his skill, his adaptability, and his belief that his ring IQ can overcome raw size, and he's got a blueprint. Don't forget Canelo himself once took that same path. He started at 154, climbed to 160.
Versus Terence Crawford. Yeah. Do you feel that Canelo's gonna win?
No.
Really?
No.
So you would put your money on Crawford?
Yes.
You'd make money. Just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Crawford's going to beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. That's what I think. Crawford ain't going to knock him out, but I don't know if Canelo's going to land very solidly on Crawford. Canelo's way better now, but I still think there's an edge. It won't necessarily be exactly like that, but I think he'll edge him out point-wise. All you need is that little bit of an edge.
Conquered 168 and even tested the waters at light heavyweight. If Alvarez could move up and become undisputed, why can't Crawford do the same? That's the mindset. And it's why his camp is pushing this fight as a once-in-a-generation opportunity, of course. Whenever Crawford's name comes up, so does Errol Spence Jr. After all, their rivalry was the defining welterweight clash of the last decade.
Bro, he's a real deep thinker. He processed fights like nobody else. And he's processed this Canelo fight. He's seen it. He went through it 2 or 3 times already. He knows how this ends. You can tell the way he shadow boxes. He visualizing Canelo being right there in front of him. You understand? Look at the movement. That's all you got to do. Look at the movement. And that's the type of master boxer that Canelo is going to be facing. And the only thing I say is Canelo hasn't faced an opponent like this in a long time. You know what I mean? I think Canelo's going to have to go back to the Caleb Plant fight and look that good, that active, that, you feel me, moving with that type of grace to beat Terence Crawford. Because weight ain't going to make the difference. It ain't going to be the weight.
Fans everywhere have been asking, could there ever be a rematch? Would Crawford give Spence another shot? The answer from Bud was clear, direct, and without hesitation, absolutely not. Crawford has no interest in revisiting the past. He closed that chapter with authority, dominating Spence in their 2023 showdown and removing any doubt about who was the superior fighter. To him, there's nothing left